All right, everybody. Welcome to Friday Night Greg. Anthony's here.
What's up?
We got Adam here. We're going to introduce. I'm going to do that. Whip it up. Whip it up. Friday Night Greg.
Lord, man, you told people you're going to introduce him. You might as well introduce him.
Oh, well, we got our first guest.
Now I don't want it. Is there a theme song?
There is a theme song, I think.
Okay.
I can't confirm or deny that.
I've never seen a guy more prepared and ill-prepared in my life than you.
Yeah.
14 lights.
It's great. This
I got these
I have to
headphones
hurry up and get nothing done. This is the first one.
So busy before this started.
Yeah.
Because in my head, worry is responsibility.
I have been setting up since
worry so
11 a.m.
Yeah.
You have been?
I've been setting up since 11 a.m. this morning,
Right.
doing nothing, just running around, touching things that don't need it. Here, move over, Anthony. Because look, actually, you know what? I'll do the camera. Check this out.
What?
Boom.
Look at that.
Now,
That's great.
now that's
All right.
better.
Yeah, you're all right, man.
Right? Adam's over in that's the corner. We've got some
Hi.
great things.
Apparently, I'm in a timeout.
But that's pretty good. You're in control of the air. If you get cold, turn the air conditioner down. That's
Okay.
whatever makes you comfortable.
I'm the weather girl.
yeah. Also, I'd like to show you my leather jackets.
He did this.
I did those
I
for
got
you.
it.
Yes.
This is nice.
He did this specifically
Yes.
for you.
This is sound deadening.
No,
As
we're
nothing
Italian guys.
to
We
do with
like
acoustics. He was like, Adam will love this. He's
Yeah.
Italian.
we're
like-
Italian men.
He'll just feel at home surrounded
That's-
by leather jackets.
You know what? There's a guest in my home. Please sit by the X-Wing fighter.
man.
It's a TIE fighter.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And it holds the ring light, so now I can write it off.
Perfect.
You know, that's my wife
smart,
comes
man.
in. She's like,
It's not a podcast. I'm part of a tax dodge.
all right, I think that'll do it. I think we got what we need here.
Your presence
bunch
is
of laughs.
litigation.
Yeah.
Strictly for that.
Yeah. What is your feelings? Before we started talking, Anthony started asking you some real.
Right.
What are your feelings on comic books? Not a big guy.
Okay, here's where I come down on comic books. First of all, I think you're into them. Either that or this is voodoo of people that you don't like, that have superpowers you're jealous of. Here's where I come down on comic books. Every year, when we were kids, we vacation up at Lake George.
Mhm.
Italians,
Well,
camping.
of course, Italian.
Yeah, that's like
Italian, like George.
pulling a boat in a Cadillac.
Right.
I swear to God, we go to Lake George. There's all these trucks and SUVs, and there we are in a '77 Fleetwood Brougham. UPS Brown. It was the ugliest friggin' sedan.
It's a neighbor
pulling
like,
a boat.
Honey, do you owe somebody money?
Yeah,
Is someone coming with
Yeah.
an Italian guy with a
In the
boat?
woods.
someone's
Never
coming
good.
to repossess the dock.
That's the thing about it. We will always be Italian wherever we go.
Yeah.
You know
Right,
what I
right.
mean? Like, it's so bold. It's outrageous.
Yeah. So, but that's what we would do. We'd go up to, and every year on Lake, we camp on the island.
Mhm.
Italians. My mother's hanging cheese and salami in the trees. We had this 25-foot seat. My father made this little sit behind the driver's seat. The driver's seat sat on this little kitchen thing because he did kitchens and bathrooms.
Mhm.
We had running water,
Yeah.
and we had and a flushable toilet on an island that had outhouse. Because my father, what are we, animale? I'm not going to shit in a hole. Okay. So we would take that up and just put that right on the campsite. And our big treat was we were allowed to get sugar cereal because we never had sugar cereal
right,
growing up. And you were allowed to get comic books and car magazines. So
Whoa.
that was, we were allowed to spend money on it.
Yeah.
So I would get the Amazing Spider-Man.
Yeah.
That's when Excelsior himself was still writing them.
Who?
Stan Lee.
Oh, right.
I've seen him.
Yeah.
Older dude.
I'm not familiar with his.
No. Okay. Really?
I have a.
Shelf 3.
I literally have a.
his assault work.
Yeah.
Hang on a second. I'm getting close.
What are you digging out now? Are you a DC guy?
No. I have a
Stan
mint.
Lee in a Tupperware.
I have a mint condition Stan Lee figure that I was going to throw, but
You would do?
no, I lost.
All
it.
right.
Anyway, tell us the
Anyway,
story.
So that was the Amazing Spider-Man. That's when I would get a Green Goblin.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
And then after that, I discovered girls.
Oh, well,
And I just went, okay.
see, girls like comic books. That's what you don't understand.
There were no comic book girls on the island.
No, and first of all, there were no comic
And that's
book
when I
girls.
only had them was on the island. So
And-
what could I waste my time? I spent, look at that. Oh, look at those. And that was better.
Right.
In our day, when we were growing up, girls were not into comic books.
Mhm.
Now they are. Now
Right.
that like you go to a comic book shop, there's all these females. But when I was growing up, it was like
Yeah, no.
there were every guy was fat and ugly.
Yeah, and
This
had
had to be
eye
ashamed.
dandruff for some reason. There was always big flakes of eye dandruff.
Yeah, I don't know what's the correlation.
I don't
with
know.
that, but
Yeah.
yeah, you're right.
Right. Just a real quick aside. I don't know if you know Anthony. I wrote clean on his mic so people can feel COVID safe. whether
There's no protocol.
I thought you were telling him.
There's a Sharpie on masking tape. Did you disinfect it? Yeah, as far as you know.
Honestly, man, what a fuck you that is. To be like, don't you worry.
yeah, that's
It's
like,
clean. The mic
clean.
says so.
Yeah.
yeah, that's how like they around here the deli's like, oh no, we're following the things. It's like a piece of saran wrap covering the waitress's mouth. Anyway,
Comic book shops back in the
is your mic on?
I don't really know, but
Are we getting an emergency text?
No, I'm checking. Keep talking, Anthony.
Okay.
I'm checking your mic via my ears.
All right, man, no worries.
This is also a mic check.
The comic book shop, because I never was like a big comic book guy.
Right, no sports.
You can tell I'm
You're
a
action
Golden,
I build like
there was
an
one on
athlete.
Long Island called the Golden Apple.
Yes.
Okay.
No.
Did they
I don't know
have?
it.
But I've been to a couple recently with you, and they have like an adult section. Did they have that back in the day?
Adult comic books or
Yeah, they
adult
had
or skin mags?
No,
That's what I'm talking
They
about.
weirdly have this like adult comic book section.
When? Where?
I've any shop that we've gone into in Manhattan.
The sexy time stuff?
Yeah, they always have like a sexy time section.
It's like that's really more like a Japanese section.
Yeah,
They got
that's
these,
what,
these anime
Anime
people.
porn?
what it
Right.
usually
The
is.
dirty boys.
It is just like a busty woman with a bunch of tentacles coming out of her.
Yeah, that's what I wanted. I want to fuck a squid.
The adult section, you're saying, what was your question? You just said adult
No,
section.
I was
comic
just
books.
saying, did they have that back in the day, or is that a newer thing?
Oh, that's new. I'll answer it. I'll take this one. That is new. That's new, man.
Okay.
That's so new that I've never even seen it. Only you've seen it.
Oh, all right. All
All right. Unless
I got nothing.
That's fine.
I haven't seen anything since I was on the island at Lake George when I was a kid. anything pre-puberty, that's what I got. Now post-puberty, nothing.
remember the video stores used to have that. There was like it had those swinging doors, like a
Oh,
saloon.
or beads.
Yeah.
You had to
Yeah,
go
the
through
beads.
The beads of shame.
Yeah. Right.
You had to go through there. Look at all
Everyone
this
would
stuff.
hear you crinkle.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Is that Al?
Those were fun.
Get out of there, you pervert.
Look how he takes he takes the mic away when he goes loud, Anthony. It's a pro move. You don't do that.
I don't want to
Yeah.
get it dirty. It's already clean. I don't want to get my
guy
saliva
loves
on
the-
it. Who knows who's coming in?
A lot of differences between Adam and I. I've never been one to boast about my own abilities. I wouldn't worry.
No,
Greg.
you're all listen, you're all funny. But the moves you gotta learn are like you wear a clean shirt on stage, not all white covered in beet juice to the podcast. It's
Yeah,
in HD.
well, I can't
You went
help
on stage with beet juice.
you know my spills. No, I don't know.
What happened
For
to
whatever reason, I decided to wear all white today.
Right.
And,
Today.
You ever just go, I'm going to
Did
have
you
a home
join a cult?
He's the away team.
Yeah, some days you want to just go, I'm having a home game. I spilled goddamn beet juice all over myself.
All right.
But what were you saying
Hey, look at this.
before that?
You have to
though?
remember. I have to remember the night before I ate beets. Otherwise, the morning's very alarming.
So very, very alarming.
You guys are all
Every
just eating
time it
beets?
sneaks up on me.
What?
Beets. Beets. You can all just eat beets.
Beets are good.
Yeah, they're good, man.
Beets are good. And
They're-
they're allegedly good for you.
I'll say this: 2-1, but it's my house.
Go
It's a 2-2, 2-2 vote on the beets.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Let me tell you why beets are gross. One day when I was very little, my mom said, "Hey, try these," and I was like, "I love cranberry sauce."
Right.
I ate it. It was beet shit.
Right.
Yeah,
And I almost
you,
vomited.
You had a sweet expectation.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'll never forgive beets for that.
Point.
All right.
Yeah, well, I think too when you're a kid, you're not ready for beets as a kid.
No.
They're too squiggly. They feel like somebody's finger, and then they're gross. But then when you get older, I think you go, these are all right. You
Yeah.
know. But I think on sight, beets are terrifying when you're a kid.
What do they taste like? Root?
Tastes like beets.
Well,
That's why they call them that.
beet. I don't. What are they like? Dirty taste? Like a dirt
You
taste?
get a little bit of dirt,
Yeah.
Not like a dirt taste.
little earthy texture.
Yeah.
You feel like you're doing something.
Yeah.
It's like you're like, this is. I really don't like the taste of it, but I'm doing it for me. 'Cause
Right.
There's
Yeah.
got to be nutrients in it. It tastes like dirt.
Yeah. Whenever there's a little bit of struggle with food, you're like,
Yeah.
this has got to be great
Good.
for me.
Sometimes
if you ever feel run down, lick some potting soil. You feel so much better about yourself.
Anthony, you this great point
What's
you say
that?
about sometimes when you eat this shit,
Yeah.
it feels like you're doing something.
Right.
Not always true. Because a few days ago, I ate a cheeseburger that was in my fridge, maybe since April.
Sure.
My God, did I feel like shit? And did it help me? Not at all.
A big difference there.
Yeah.
Soured meat doesn't make you feel better.
I don't think a year-old leftover. First of all, it didn't have a lot of nutrients in it to begin with.
Yeah.
It's a dead animal.
Well, the fungus should add the shit that's like a vegetable.
I just love the idea of like green meat, just like kale.
Yeah. Perfect.
Let me get to the docket, man. Let me get to the docket here. I got some
Wow,
nice
you're going to the
topics.
docket
I'm
early.
going to the docket.
Oh, we were just firing away.
Oh,
here.
we are, but I got so many goddamn
All right.
things on this docket. I spent
That's
4
true.
hours writing it down.
Mhm.
It says Faraz.
First of all,
Jesus Christ.
First it says
not-
docket up
Hold
top.
on.
You gotta say, Adam,
docket.
give
It's
Adam
docket.
this thing.
It
This
looks
thing
like a
looks-
suicide note. I can't
Oh,
provide
my
for
God.
my family anymore.
What it says?
I have not recovered from my childhood beat disappointment. Goodbye, cruel world.
Yeah, that just says the world will know my darkness.
My God. Yeah, well, look, I don't know what this says. I did write some of this
Dude,
when I
this
was
is so
stoned
funny.
last night.
Show
It says
the camera this thing. This looks
All right.
crazy.
Yeah.
First of all, it says docket on it, just in case Greg got confused. It says,
That's the note they left in Jean Benet's house.
I will honest to God tell you the first thing says Ferrari, not a car. Of course.
Yeah, I mean, I even know
What was
you,
I thinking?
I know what you were
Cross that
thinking.
one out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't hit that one.
Before- I know what you're thinking because you texted me this after you booked Adam. He texted me. He's like, I got Adam on. I got a bunch of great questions for him.
Right.
One of them is, do you love cars? Did you ever think about changing your name
right.
to Adam Ferrari?
All right.
Easy. This is not the easy joke. Because
Okay.
I think there's more to this,
Okay.
right? I know clearly
Yeah.
when you started, people were calling you Adam Ferrari. Had to have happened.
Mm-mm.
Not once.
Never once.
I got it. Well, the rest of the story isn't going to fall. It's going to
I just
fall.
love it in your head. It was clearly.
Clearly. Adam Ferrari.
Yeah.
You're a car guy.
Cross that.
let me write down no follow-ups here. Well, as Greg Stone, I was always Greg Stoned. You get high,
Right. Okay.
So then I was like, no, it's too easy to be Greg
Right.
Stoned.
Right.
You're Top Gear.
right.
Top Gear car man.
Right.
Adam Ferrari.
Not even close.
Oh my God.
I will tell you.
As Greg ran Hollywood, what a
I
more
feel
whimsical
that
place it would be.
This is about as disappointing as the taste of beat to a young Greg Stone. I will tell you this. Adam Carolla wrote something funny about me and Motor Trend when I got the gig.
Mhm.
He's like, I wanted the gig, but they found another guy named Adam whose last name sounds like a car. That's as close as it came. That's what Carolla wrote. I thought that was fun.
What I
Yeah.
love is that you were on Adam Carolla, and then one day you were saying, "This is going to do so much for my career. Where will I be next?"
Right.
Here you are.
That's right.
In a story.
Red 5 standing by.
Nice.
Oh, and Adam Carolla's last name is a car.
That's
I just
and
thought it
Ferrari
was-
was close to it.
Yeah.
That was
my
the joke.
God, there's a lot of car names. Maybe if I change my name to a car, I get some.
It's a good
get
idea.
it in this
Greg
business.
Sedan.
Yeah, I was thinking, Jimmy
Greg
Fiesta.
Carmen Gia.
All right, so that's that. Nurse Jackie.
Jesus
Yes.
Christ.
Not a car either.
Good Lord.
I just said it. I just said it's
Not
Nurse
a-
Jackie.
They're not even sentences.
It says it.
It's not even a sentence
Oh, no,
or a
this-
question.
Oh, man,
This
you
one's
are a
good.
complete lunatic.
This says Top Gear, Top Fear. What's your top fear?
There we go.
I don't think you should. Why don't it just says Nurse Jack?
Nurse Jackie.
Oh, man, that's so funny.
Dry cleaning.
This they dry clean on there? It might. I don't know. Look, man, this is my first time
Have the
doing
mole
guests.
looked at. Have the mole looked at. You should move that one up.
I can't. It's not an iPad.
Oh.
That's paper.
All right.
These are. Let's see this. This one's pretty good.
What were you
Let's get
thinking
top
about?
Fear. Is that
Top
what we're going for.
Fear. It's not.
Can we
I
go
want-
back to Nurse Jackie?
Sure.
What were you thinking about asking about Nurse Jackie?
Well, I worked in an ER, and
All right.
Oh, all right.
I
There's
didn't
something
know
there.
any Jackies.
I don't know if you know that, but Nurse Jackie, it wasn't real.
It wasn't. I've never met a Jackie in the
It
ER.
wasn't real. And I think she was on drugs. I can't confirm or deny, gentlemen. I got a feeling.
All right. Let's get
Now that
down
was
to-
fun. We shot that Calvin Astoria right here,
Really?
Queens. Yeah.
You should
Yeah,
have came over
cool.
then.
Who knew?
Yeah.
I didn't know.
I'm not coming over before the air conditioning.
Oh, man, we could have just knocked this
Yeah.
out in two.
Why don't you come over? We got some action figures upstairs.
I'll show you the docket.
Yeah, man.
Don't bring the beats.
No, it was fun. It was fun to do. We shot it right here in Queens, and I was doing Top Gear and Nurse Jackie at the same time. So for 2 years, I was flying back and forth. So it was a lot of work.
Oh,
but I
why
was-
didn't you just drive drive here?
It can't. Here's the thing. We would shoot
Cars?
Top Gear all over the place, and
right.
Jackie was shot here, so they
Right.
would fly me from
Ah.
set to set. I was on. We did a
Green
thing.
screen. Sorry.
This was pre-pandemic.
Yeah,
Nobody knew the
pre-Zoom,
power
right.
of Zoom.
Right. We
You
did
had to
all
be
of
in
Top
place.
Gear on Zoom.
That would
Just,
be fun.
just you going, just someone in the back going, "Rrrr." Oh, this is stupid. Continue. So I keep cutting you off.
No, man.
I'm just happy to be
No,
alive.
it was fun. Top Gear was fun. I went all over the world. They flew me to Germany.
Mhm.
They put me on the Autobahn. They gave me the new Lamborghini.
Wow.
They said, go. I can do this.
Can you handle that kind of machinery?
I like to think I can. The producers don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, the fastest I've ever been, I did 188 in an F12 Berlinetta, a Ferrari.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Wow.
on a causeway in Utah. So it wasn't like we usually do it on
Wow.
runways because they're smooth and everything. This
Sure,
was a
right.
regular road, and
Yeah.
it's not like just driving. I
don't know.
Right.
I got to talk to
I'm
the
a car
camera
guy.
and do shit.
Right.
Yeah.
So I'm
right.
so I'm doing this. And I have ADD.
Yeah.
Sure. Who gave the gun to the baby?
Yeah.
So I'm talking to the camera, and I'm about 170, and I'm just pushing it and pushing and pushing. I hit about 187. My ass sensed a speed wobble, and I went, "That's enough." And I hit 188, and I punched out. But it's a 212 mile an hour car. So in answer to your
What does
question,
that mean? 2 on 12.
it'll go 212 miles an hour. It'll top
Whoa.
out 212 miles an hour.
That's a real.
I've
Top
never gone
Gear.
200. I wanted to. So in answer to your question, can I handle these cars? The answer is no. I know enough about car control to get me killed. I know
Right.
Just enough.
Mhm.
Well, no, I got to load the suspension.
Mhm.
All right, and then I got to allow the car to come around. Then I got to release it. In my head, I know it. Out here, it's just like, all right,
Yeah, yeah.
we're gonna have to do that again.
What's it's 2 car guys, right? This guy
Yeah.
is not a car guy.
You
So
know?
he's probably gonna have to sit this.
No, I don't
What do you
really
want
know
to
anything
do?
about
You want to take a
cars.
break?
No,
We're about to get heavy
I'm
into cars here.
Very. Go for it, man. I'm very interested in stuff I don't know about. Go ahead.
There you go.
The N7. You get your hands on the N.
This is.
I don't.
Yeah, right.
Are you a car guy?
I don't know. The N7,
What's
the new one.
N7?
It's the new one. It's fast.
Is it? I feel like Adam knows a lot about cars. I feel like you just grouped a letter and a
I
number
just-
together with numbers.
Yeah, you got me. You got me, man. No, I was in an
Oh,
RX-7.
Mazda,
Rotary engine.
RX-7.
All right, there you go.
So let me tell you this. You know how?
All right.
So I do this move. I know I'm not a lot about cars,
Okay.
but my neighbor had every incantation of the RX-7.
Mhm.
So I just knew everything about them. So whenever I talk to car people,
That's what you bring up.
I just bring up the RX-7.
Okay.
And then they go, car RX-7, and I go, rotary
Yeah.
engine.
He's obviously a fan of Mr. Wankel, who made the rotary engine.
Yes!
Yeah.
And My Blue Heaven.
My Blue Heaven.
That's My Blue Heaven.
Steve Martin.
Yes, that's a My Blue Heaven quote. Or no, is it not? Mr. Wankel?
Ah,
The rotary engine.
Rotary engine. Wankel made the rotary. I didn't know it was in the movie.
So let me just tell you what's
All
happening
right,
here.
yeah, yeah.
Do we have a Steve Martin action figure we need to pull out?
He would have real fabric as clothing if I did. That being, here's what happened. This is how stupid I am.
Mhm.
You just said Mr. Wankel,
Yeah.
rotary engine.
Yes.
I thought that was always a quote from My Blue Heaven because they say that. Turns out what I'm learning now is that's the real guy, I
Yes,
guess.
the dude that made the rotary
And
engine.
the quote in the movie was a real quote.
Right.
I thought they made Mr. Wankel up
To
in
be
the movie.
fair, I mean, it does sound like a made-up name.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know, so
It's
I
a real
get it.
dude.
Mr. Wankel.
So you know you're a one-car guy.
So when I did this thing with Anthony and I did a YouTube show. Maybe you've heard of it. It's called, what was it called?
Under 1,000?
No, we did that show, your sports show.
Oh, I actually don't remember.
I don't remember.
Say
Anyway,
what?
Say What. We
Yeah,
did a show on
your
Say
guy.
What for like $50.
Right.
No big deal. And I had to get hired to write. I know nothing of sports,
Okay.
as you can see. So I went into this meeting, and all I did was study Sean Kemp's Wikipedia
Oh,
page.
yeah,
so
yeah.
everything they brought up
Brought
about,
back was Sean
Just
Kemp.
brought
Yeah,
That's right.
I just kept bringing back.
Yeah.
I just kept bringing back Sean Kemp.
Yeah.
Anytime I talk to Knicks fans, I always go, but fuck Dolan, huh? And then everyone goes, yeah, fuck Dolan, and then I leave. If you
Greg-
just get one good note
Yeah.
on pretty much one thing, people think you know what you're talking
And
about.
what happened to the show?
No, it didn't go very far.
I'm stunned. Sean Kemp didn't even listen to the show, and it was all about it.
No. He pitched
Every-
all these, yeah.
Sports joke turned into a comic book joke
Right.
by the end.
Yeah,
He's
that
hitting
is
threes
true.
like
When did
Deadpool.
let me ask you, when did comic books enter your life and you went, yes, please? When did that
I'm
happen?
so much more comfortable with this. I don't like being a host. So when you ask
Yeah, man,
questions,
this is
okay.
a conversation.
Yeah, I know. I'm very stressed out. This is the first episode. For
I let go of any sort of professionalism as soon as I walked in. So let's
You
just
knew
chat.
exactly what he was getting into
Yeah.
when we saw
I
this
said,
room.
when they said, you're sitting by the air conditioner, I went, oh,
the good seat.
I know
these
what
guys
this is.
went out of their way for me.
You see the chair he gave you?
Are you kidding? This is great.
Yeah, that's
This
the
is
soft
nicer
chair.
than my apartment. Don't think I'm not appreciative.
Look at this.
Look at
Metal. There's a power move.
You
just
stole that from an AA meeting in the church
I know.
across the
I
street.
know. There's a guy there's some poor alcoholic standing
Yeah.
up who's back on the
Hi,
food.
Brian. Can't sit down.
Back to the question. I'll answer it.
Yeah, yes.
I'll
I'm
answer it.
curious. Because here's what I like. When you latch onto something for your whole life and it brings you comfort, I want to hear about that from somebody else. So how old were you when you went comic books? That's for me.
So I had real bad learning disabilities. I couldn't read. I couldn't do any, ADHD.
ADD before they
pills.
knew what it was.
Yes.
You know, they treated it when we were kids.
Right.
Sit out! That was it. That was the medicine.
Yeah.
And I'm dyslexic.
I have dyslexic.
Yeah, they didn't know what that was
Dyslexia.
either.
I found out on a podcast. I'm talking about ADHD and central processing disorder. This lady emails me and she goes, "You don't have that. You have dyslexia. Enjoy your mind." I call my mom and I go, "Mom, some lady just said I have dyslexia. What a joke." And she goes, "Yeah, you do." And I went, "What? Why didn't you tell me?" She goes, "You just had so many things."
That's a caring. I don't want to put this on your plate.
So many.
It's not going to kill you. You seem to be functioning fine.
You're gonna notice. We'll just blame it on the ADHD. So I couldn't read when I was little. So my dad every weekend would take us to a comic book store,
Right.
and I would look at the comic books,
That's great.
and then kind of figure out how to read through there. And then my brother and I would always do the like who would win in a fight, Punisher, Spider-Man. That's how I got creative with that.
Right.
And then the adult action figure thing kind of came up because it kind of became.
Cool.
Oh yeah, that's a Mezco Batman. That's worth a lot of money, brother. Top Gear. That's a Top Fig.
There you go.
We should do Top Fig show. Also, I found this. If you want to take a look,
What is this?
this is a Top Shelf. I bought that the other day from
Top
Action
Shelf.
It's just, I think they stole the logo from the show.
That was it.
Rex got a lot of props to buy him time.
The thing is, he sees this as pot, not top, because he's dyslexic.
Right.
So,
Well, in the cans, Mike is going, "You're losing them. Do the Top Shelf bit." No, okay, never mind. But so anyway, I didn't know so I got in the action figures because.
Right.
To me, I look at them when I write stories, and I'll put like Daredevil next to Batman, and I'm like, why would they
see, that's
talk?
great.
You know, yeah, and
That
then it runs
sparks
stories.
inspiration. That's
Yes,
great.
all of that.
And you have the awareness that it's doing that.
Yes,
That's
yeah.
great.
Well, you know, like to it's my own little Zen thing. But then during the pandemic, I needed my dopamine drip, right?
Yeah.
So we all needed our drip during the pandemic. So I ended up just buying way too many during the pandemic, and now I'm drowning in figures.
And this is really cut down though, because this is like a very modest amount compared to like what you used to have.
Well,
I knew because when I ran into you at the cellar, and we said hello, and I listened to the podcast,
Right.
and I started
Which
one.
is
Hey, how you doing?
Baffling to me.
Right.
No, it's great. I called me. Yeah, it was great. And then and you said that you looked at the clips I have on mine, and this is what he said. Yeah, your show seems really good. I watched the Caliendo clip over and over again because he's got a bunch of figures in the background, and I wanted to see what it was. I'm like, Greg, content-wise, I don't listen. My mother says I got a thing.
So let me throw a thing, and then I want to get, because you said you split this off, and I'd love to know how you stole from us. Big fan. You don't even know from when I used to be a door guy at Rascals in Montclair.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and so we, this is just.
Do you remember the first time? Did you meet him when you were a door guy at Rascals?
Oh yeah, I met everybody, but it was also like people always. You remember who the people who were nice,
Right?
Because there were people who wouldn't look at you,
Right.
And then it was like, yeah, you come on, you're in Hollywood, you know how these Hollywood elites are. You're one of the
I
elites.
want to get that big. I want to get that big where I can have behavioral mandates. That's what I want. I want to get big enough where I can control the environment around me.
Oh, that's your problem. You are that big. He thinks he's that big, and look at him. He's sitting next to me. Anthony
all
ignores 90% of my
He's
texts.
never going to make a couple of bad beats. This kid's going down. He can't handle vegetables.
They're tricky, goddammit.
Yeah. I would forgot the question.
I mean, I remember I met you, Helium, like I probably like 7 years ago, something like that. Yeah, you were so nice. It was my girlfriend's mom was a big fan of Nurse Jackie.
Right.
I asked if you could tape a thing. You told me to fuck off. I thought that was cool.
Wait, really?
No,
I know.
he taped it. It was great.
Oh, nice.
That's nice.
Yeah. No, I don't.
It's nice when we reach because we do this shit. No one, you don't know if anyone sees this.
Right.
Yeah.
And you just do it for this is what we do.
Right.
Yeah.
I'd like to be different.
Sure.
not
Yeah.
gonna happen.
Right.
Wait, what would you like to be different?
What?
What would you like?
Trust fund?
Sure.
No, I'd like to.
financial
You know what I'd like to do?
stability,
Okay, if I could, I would like to not project doom and worry as much as I do about the future that's not even here yet.
Right.
Right.
And to be able to take more pleasure in the doing for the not being an ends to a mean, but just the joy of doing it.
Right.
Like I'm having a great time just
Right.
bullshitting with you guys.
Yeah.
I don't think the show's going anywhere.
Right.
But I'm having a good time just talking about it.
Yeah.
Just to be in the doing, and that's the podcast really has helped me out a great deal of realizing this is what I'm doing now.
Right.
And my wife, and how I said I ripped you guys off. I'll tell you exactly how I did it. Well, I haven't been as deep into as you. I'm at like 100 and something episodes.
Mhm.
So I started it a year before the pandemic. Then the pandemic hit. Thank God I got the studio built before they said stay inside.
Yeah.
So I could still do it. And I wanted to do something like there's so many comics running around, with what's your creative process?
Right,
and they do a better job of it than I can.
Right.
Yeah.
But what I wanted to do was communicate a feeling. And the best night's sleeps I ever had when I was a kid is when I was upstairs and I heard my mom and dad and their friends downstairs laughing
Right.
Yeah.
and just talking about their life and laughing. It was very comforting for me. I said, all right, I don't know how to describe that feeling, but that's the feeling I want to communicate and provide to other people. Because when I was on the road, podcast became my company, because we're traveling so much. So I was listening to you guys and you were friends. I was like, oh, they're all friends. It's like I'm in your house.
Right.
And I remembered that. And then I started laughing. You guys would do stuff. It wasn't just a conversation like this. It was more structured before I got here. Don't blame this shit on me. But it was you guys were doing stuff. You were like, here's a premise. We're all going to go with this. So I felt like I was part of it.
Right.
Yeah,
And I was like, I like the voices. The voices were comforting. The personalities were distinct. They made me laugh. And I like to be a part of that world. So I'm like, okay, what am I going to do? So I took that element from your show, and it's me, my wife, my best friend, and my pal who produces it.
Yeah.
And for 10 minutes, we talk about a topic that connects to a one-on-one interview I've done with a celebrity or somebody really cool, someone I want to talk to. And then, like any good group of friends, we talk about them when they leave.
Right.
So we do another.
We
do another 15 minutes of. Did you hear when he said
That's
that?
great. That's great.
So,
I love that.
So it was just an offshoot of what you. Now I just got this listening. I didn't get it staring at Daredevil and Batman. We have a different inspiration process.
Well, first of all, check it out on Laugh Button. What's the thing?
It's called the Adam Ferrara Podcast. 30 minutes, you'll never get back.
Hey, Friday Night Greg, Friday Night Energy on a Wednesday night.
Perfect.
You
Look at
gotta
this.
have a slogan.
Yes. This drops today?
I don't know. You don't think so?
It
I'm pretty
drops
sure.
today.
It's supposed to.
I'm not
That's
even
the first one.
I drop on Thursdays. I think Sam Morrell is the new Thursday. Who's been on this show? Jay Leno, Kevin James, Edie Falco from Nurse Jackie.
Do you think we get Jay Leno in this apartment?
Nathan Lane.
Never know.
Nathan Lane is my spirit animal.
He really?
Yes.
I changed my shirt twice.
Really?
I was so nervous before the friggin' interview.
Really?
That's adorable.
Yes.
I'll tell you a story. I did a movie with Andrea Martin.
Uh-huh.
And getting a podcast and getting guests, it's like selling insurance. Sure. People don't plan to fail. They fail to plan. And I don't want to see that happen to you. So that's how you get people to be on your show. So Andrea Martin actually needed a ride home from the doctor. I was texting her. She goes, I got to come home for that. I said, I'll pick you up.
Yeah.
All right. So I picked her up. I drove back to the place. And we broke out the mics and we did it right there. And she's so sweet. And we really became friends on this movie. And she said, my friend thinks you're very funny.
Yeah.
I said, oh, it's very sweet. What's his name? She goes, Nathan Lane. I fell out of the chair. I said, do you think he'd do my podcast? And she said, email him. She gave me his email. He emailed me right back.
Wow.
That's awesome.
That's
And
cool.
I was just jumping up. It's like I spoke to Billy Gibbons from ZZ Top yesterday.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I mean, just did some amazing that just I spoke to Joe Buck.
Right.
You're not a sports guy.
No, I just say yeah.
Yeah, all right.
Sean Kemp.
That's right.
Yeah, the N7.
But
He's
yeah,
a famous baseball announcer.
Yeah.
Right, of course. Sport.
Yeah, Anthony Edwards,
Yeah.
Top Gun.
Anthony Edwards.
That's right here. Top. Focus on the word.
Anthony Edwards is from Blackish.
That's Anthony Anderson.
Anthony Anderson.
Anthony Edwards. He was in ER, right?
Yeah, he was in ER.
Oh, I love that
Yeah,
guy.
there you
Goose.
go.
Yeah.
Goose, Top Gun.
Yeah, I got
you
to
kept saying
think
sports. I was like, who's the baseball player on Top Gun?
Nah, you better call your mother. There's probably more shit wrong with you that you don't know about.
Yes. So let me ask you this, man. I don't want to sound like an asshole here, but I'm
Okay.
going to be an asshole.
What?
Friday Night Greg versus your podcast, and who's got the best guests? Who do you think's got better guests?
Oh, you have me.
That's what I'm talking about. That was a
You have
volley,
me
my
and
friend.
Daredevil.
Oh, we only have one guest. You.
No, but it's a different vibe. Like I took part of your vibe,
Mhm.
what I wanted to do, and put it in this. And I had to, bring something because it was just me and my wife. So I wanted to bring in because I like car guys too. I had Craig Jackson from Barrett Jackson, Adam Carolla. There were my friend Brian Baker, who was a car designer for GM
Right.
for years.
Oh,
So
that's cool.
I get the car nerdy stuff out.
Yeah,
Matt
yeah.
Farah from the Smoking Tire. So I get all these different people from
Right.
the car world and entertainment world and comics. Who do I got? Gabriel Iglesias is coming up. I'm talking to him, and
Nice.
it's
We got
really nice to reconnect with my friends. I had a great show with Louis Anderson. I haven't seen Louis
one
for
of the
years.
best.
Wow.
Right.
Yeah,
Cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
just
yeah.
a lot of fun. Lenny Clark, who was on
Oh,
Rescue
man.
Me, and
Who do we got? We got
You got
Jim
Adam. You got
Jim Edwards.
Oh,
coming.
sure. Jim Edwards will be here.
Jim-
That's a pretty
Rick.
big deal. Rick
But it's a different
something
show.
or
A
other.
bunch of Ricks.
it's a different vibe.
The next
you know?
month we're doing all Ricks.
All
It's
Ricks.
gonna be 4 episodes of
I don't
Ricks.
mind that, man. A month of Rick is interesting to me.
Yes.
Yeah,
It's
man.
all Rick.
The
all
wide
Rick
swath of who you could get as Rick.
Remember,
a,
guys?
Rick a Rick can turn out to be very
Send-
different people.
on all, send in your favorite Ricks, and we're gonna get August of Ricks.
And send in your Rick questions. Your Rick
All your
specific
requests.
questions, man. Yeah, I think that's a fun idea.
Actually, it's Rick Quest.
Yeah,
The Rick Quest.
yeah, man.
That's great.
I watched a car thing. Yeah, you bring up car stuff. I watched a car documentary the other day. I watched a documentary
Oh, yeah?
about the DeLorean guy. I mean,
Oh yeah,
Jimmy
was it
DeLorean.
Michael DeLorean.
Yeah.
yeah.
He was a coke
seemed
guy?
like a real nut.
it
man.
was. Yeah.
Yeah.
The DeLorean.
Yeah?
he went-
Yeah.
Listen, I sold cocaine to save my car company. No,
Yeah,
you sold
it's
cocaine to make money. What you were going to do with that money doesn't really clean that up, John.
Yeah.
Literally, like when I told my wife I bought that TIE
John,
fighter
that's it.
to hold my ring light. She's like, you bought the TIE fighter.
You wanted a TIE fighter.
Yeah,
Jim.
yeah, yeah.
No, you got it. You would love it. Especially.
DeLorean was a designer for GM. He designed the Pontiac GTO,
Yes,
which
I
is
actually knew that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I actually read.
great car. You know how he got around putting all that horsepower in? He goes, well, it's an option. It's an option. And then they realized we're selling a lot of them. Make
Yeah,
more
of
options.
course, people
Yeah.
are gonna pick up that option. Yeah, he's not. I don't know nothing about him otherwise, like except from obviously the DeLorean and Back to the Future.
Yeah.
But the doc is really funny because it's like they're doing this new thing in documentaries where they like really lean heavy on the reenactment portion
Yeah,
of it.
yeah.
They're
Oh,
getting
right.
like big name actors. So Alec Baldwin plays him, but half the documentary is about Alec Baldwin's process of playing John DeLorean. It's so
Really?
It's so like unintentionally funny
That's
because
hilarious.
it's like a whole thing about DeLorean, and then Alec Baldwin will turn to camera and be like, "No one's studying a person," and you're like, "What is this?"
Really?
Yeah, it's really
I'm gonna watch
it's,
that.
Listen,
it's
we-
worth watching for
We don't
that
have
alone.
44 minutes for an hour story. What are we going to do?
Yeah, it's really that.
Goodness,
Yeah.
Wow.
We need some filler.
Yes, because they're like, we have the DeLorean sting with the cocaine, and that's
Right.
crazy enough as it is. But then they're like, well, where do we go from there? Because after that, there's like not a lot.
Yeah.
So they literally are just like, Alec Baldwin, what's your process?
Look, at least they're not making shit up.
Yeah,
Mm.
You know, like,
yeah,
we
right.
knew the cocaine was coming. What? The hood ornament was a spoon. We found the lost drawing. They're just making shit up.
Right. Then he became a professional baseball player
Yeah.
in Korea. You're like,
Wait,
are you
really?
Sure.
Yeah.
No, we're talking about if like they made stuff up.
Oh,
Yeah,
I got distracted,
that's okay, man.
and then
You're doing
you
great.
said really to whatever you said.
yeah, I understood it.
'Cause I was thinking, man,
You're doing.
I gotta set this
great.
guy up for some clickbait.
Clickbait?
Yeah, I gotta
What?
trap him, trap Adam in a question, right?
What are you,
Some kinda like-
Z-Way?
yeah, then we got to get the breaking news.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Was it clickbait on the docket?
Yes, there's clickbait, right?
Is Mike texting in?
Clickbait, clickbait. They gotta get him on some clickbait. So
What is this? It just says car guy period sex.
hell yeah, man.
Adam probably didn't read that one because
Car
I
guy.
want to avoid it. What do you mean by that?
I don't know. I think I had sex in a car once.
After sixth period in high school. After study hall.
This one says
Mr.
new,
Zarnicki.
new Brendan. We asked him
Oh,
who
new,
wants to-
that's funny.
we just
man.
this
That's
is got
great.
the new Brendan. I got to do the
That's
giveaway
really
at
funny.
some point.
What are we giving
I
away?
don't know. It's $10, Anthony.
Thank you.
I don't know.
man.
This is
Thank you.
Canadian.
10 Canadian
Is that Canadian?
dollars, Greg.
I had time money in here. I also, it should be
Yeah.
noted, there is $500 in this room lost.
You didn't find it?
Really?
Yeah, if any guest can find it, they win it.
American or peso?
Oh, it's it's a big American. I got stoned and then hit it to keep it safe, and then I lost it. So I got to get stoned again to
You can't
find
get
it.
that paranoid weed anymore, can you?
Didn't you
Um,
find it?
Are
It
you
wasn't
getting
behind
stoned? No, we have to change our passwords.
I thought you said because you texted me like a picture of some action figure.
Anthony, I did find it, but the bit dies when I tell people I found it.
Man,
but
I'm
the
sorry.
idea that I was going to keep going on this podcast for years,
I am
that
sorry.
there was money hidden in here, and the guests could try to find it. That would get people in the seat. Guests would come and they're looking for the money. That was
you fucked up.
Did I mess up the clickbait, Greg? I apologize.
Up the clickbait, man.
Good Lord, I never want to.
Listen to Rad Dudecast. You want to be on it? Yeah, it's gone. We're doing this new thing.
Find the money. Find the money, honey. I wrote that down, and I wrote Adam ruins everything. That must have made you mad because you could have had that. Because you're Adam. Yeah. He's ruining things.
Adam West, maybe, man. I could have been Batman with the same theory. I sat in the Batmobile.
Really?
I sat
Shut
in
up.
the original Batmobile.
shit.
$4.3 million at Barrett Jackson. I sat in. Adam West farted in tights in the same seat I was in.
That's like you know what, man? That's like a dream.
Yeah,
for me.
It was a 55 Lincoln Futura was the concept car. It was on Life magazine. It was a concept car that George Barris bought for $1.
Mm-hmm.
And he was smart enough to buy the rights to it too. So he made him a fool.
Wait a minute, they're just selling concept cars for $1
in the 50s.
It was like
they parked it. They in the early 60s. They parked it. George was, they made the Lincoln tour. They did the whole press tour, and it parked in L.A. They kept it at his shop, and they were just like, "When I keep it, because I'll give me $1." They bought it for $1, and then they call him to cut the car, and he's like, "I'll make it out of this."
Wow.
Yeah, Bill Mitchell was the designer for GM. And he a lot of the cars look like jet fighters because it was the post-atomic age. Yeah. And a lot of them look like sea creatures because he went skin diving. That's why it looked like a manta ray.
Right.
So yeah.
What's like your I'm a big pony car guy. You like a pony car?
A pony car?
Yeah.
I thought you said I'm a big pony guy. I'm like,
I like ponies.
Shit, it's getting weird.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm like, we're learning things.
I was waiting for the next sentence. Go, can you brush my mane?
Now,
Anthony, go get the carrots.
I'll get the brush.
Yeah.
We're getting into the half
Pony
hours
cars
I watch.
What's a pony car? You got to tell me.
It's like the Mustang, the Camaro, the Challenger. Here's where I come down with that. The Mustang, to me, the new one, you can get into it for under $50,000, like a 5-liter.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a great car. Mm-hmm. It's very balanced. I can't see. I love the Camaros. I can't see out of them because they're so low.
That's
The seat pillars are like oak trees.
Yeah.
You can't see the edges. You can hear them.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is. And the Challengers. I like the Challengers too. But it's a big girl.
Is the Challenger?
Yeah.
I don't believe the Challenger's a pony car from the YouTube video I
What
watched.
makes something a pony car or not?
You want to take it outside?
No, I don't know.
Bonus
I
content.
actually don't know anything about the
You
Challenger.
guys street race.
The pony car, Anthony,
Yeah.
is everything you just said.
Okay. Yeah. First, I want to hear Greg try to tell me what makes something a pony car or not, and then
That's all the videos. It was all the cars featured on this 20-minute YouTube video about what the best
And
pony
you don't
car
think
was.
the Challenger is?
Well, it wasn't on the video.
Look at it.
The screen said it's not true.
It wasn't. It was.
Oh, man.
It might have literally. I'm going to stick to this.
Okay.
They did what was the fastest of the 80s because the 80s came out. They brought out it was the Mustang. Well, they only said 3 cars. Maybe there was more than 3 pony cars.
Well, no. What was the fastest?
It was between the Mustang.
Right.
There was the
5-liter
Camaro.
Camaro. Yeah.
The IROC and the Trans Am, which was like they looked the same.
It's the same car.
Yeah,
It's the same car. Okay.
and they would. I don't remember which one was faster.
Yeah. Pontiac's gone. You know why? When GM like, look, we're going out of business. You know why Pontiacs got killed and Buick didn't?
No,
China. They sell more Buicks in China.
really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Pontiac was supposed to be like the performance division of GM.
Uh huh.
And then
Why is
can't
that?
sell it. Why they
Yeah.
sell more in
Why?
China?
Yeah. Why
This I don't know.
Okay.
This I don't know. I
That's
just know
okay.
they're
Yeah.
making money. I don't know that. I don't know that. I don't know. I'm not eating a bat. I don't know that.
I feel as though I
don't know how they built the wall. There's a lot of things I don't. I can eat with the sticks. I can do that.
There you are parading around as a China expert.
No,
I don't even know they built the wall.
I got
See,
nothing.
you just
I
say
know
you don't know
MSG is bad. I always say no MSG. I'm
MSG 's
not even
good.
sure what it is.
Yeah, same, man.
Tita said it's good now.
Really?
Right.
I
MSG's
love
good.
when that happens with
Don't
food.
listen. Anything I say, you got to double check. That's just how that goes.
I'm stoned now.
I'm not sure.
There's $500 in here.
I am
somewhere.
high and nervous.
I'm high, nervous, and uninformed.
And I
I'm
will say
also
this.
undiagnosed. Mom says I'm allergic to strawberries. This is new.
I will argue. I am not nervous, Adam. I mean, because you're such a nice guy. I am not nervous. You actually make me quite comfortable. But I am very nervous about the cameras working.
Right, I could see that.
And I
see
hate
you
doing
Is it all
this.
working?
It's all
seems
working.
like it's all going great.
But Adam,
It's all working. It's not entertaining at all. It's rambling and boring, but it's working. We've captured it. It's just shit.
We look great. We sound great.
This was
Right.
a good test.
Yeah.
No, this is the real. You got to come back on Monday.
I still don't
to do the real
have
one.
an answer. What makes something a pony car and not a pony car?
Smaller car, smaller wheelbase,
Okay.
performance, aim towards performance, high
Okay.
horsepower.
I see. All right.
Right.
About it.
All right. That's it.
Also,
But sex appeal.
I would
Also, you have
say
to throw in the
sex
mix.
appeal.
Sex appeal.
Sex
Yeah.
appeal.
Yeah.
A pony is sexy.
See, that's a Mustang is a pony car. A sports car is a two-seater. So a Corvette, sports car.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, so that's a sport
They
car.
didn't tell me
RX-7
this in the video.
two-seater, sports car.
I see what you're saying.
They did not say any of this in my 20-minute
You got to get
YouTube
another
video.
video.
Why didn't you watch one of his episodes? I like that would explain
This is
something.
really, Anthony, this is knowledge you really don't need.
Oh, you don't think I'm going the streets telling everybody what I know about pony cars?
Yeah.
You're dead wrong.
Okay,
Tell
but
everybody.
you don't really need this to get on with life. I don't want you to feel
Yeah,
less
but I
than.
like it that
So-
it's in there. I like to have a sprinkle of stuff. You know
Okay.
what I mean? So if like
So that's a sports
cars get brought
Sports.
up, I can
car. A
go.
saloon, a sedan, four-door.
Okay, yeah,
saloon.
I think I knew a sedan's four-door. You said it's a saloon too?
And they call it a saloon in the UK.
Ah, this is great,
Right,
man.
right.
I'm gonna really seem like
And
a
a coupe
genius
is a
car
coupe.
guy. I love that.
What's a coupe? I never understood what a coupe was.
Two-door.
But I thought that was a
Two-door
pony car.
Two-door coupe. You
No,
can have your
pony
coupe.
car
You
is
can have your pony
sporty.
cars.
Yeah.
You can
I'll
have a
tell you
convertible, a
pony
drop
car.
top.
Right.
You can have a 2+2
I always thought a pony car was because they have the
because it was named after a horse.
I did think that initially. When you said
Mustang,
Mustang, I was like,
pony.
I
I
got
got it.
Yeah, yeah.
Camaro was also a
Camaro.
horse.
Fuck, is Camaro
Yep.
a horse?
That's exactly what
I thought
happened.
it was a pony car.
Lamborghinis were named after fighting bulls.
Really?
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, I'm going to tell you why that's called a pony
Yeah,
car.
please go
If
ahead.
you don't
Please,
mind.
I'm
Yeah.
sorry. My ADD's raging. My mother told me I had it young.
Dude, I'll drop Adderall pills. I'll just from lips to lips like
Fucking
a mother bird.
expensive.
$5.
I went.
You got insurance?
Wait a minute, $5. Where are you getting your Port Authority? Where are you shopping?
Daryl down the block.
Oh, Daryl's running a special.
Yeah, Memorial Day
I
special.
took it because I got diagnosed with it, right? So
Yeah.
like really, it's not like
No, me
halfway
too.
through the test I couldn't focus. I was like, I think you got it.
Yeah.
So I get it. They give me a prescription for it. It's $120, and I took it. And I was like, I know what this is. This is speed. I've taken this my whole life.
Yes.
And I
It's
went.
methamphetamine
That's
salt.
salt-based methamphetamine.
Yes,
That's
right.
what it is.
Mhm.
And I
So
went,
drink water with it.
yeah, and I was like, Doc, what is it? He goes, it's amphetamine. I said, I can get a bag of whites for $30. Or wait for Darryl to run a sale, but I don't.
Yeah.
But it worked. But I was like, I can't be on speed. I can't.
It
I have been. I can't.
Right.
it helped some people. It's like whatever, but for me, it changed my life
It did?
because when I first started doing it, and I through the nose. No, when I first started doing it, I cleaned my room. I did everything. And I was like, "This is the fucking best! Holy shit!" And my friend Mike goes, "Are you having a good time?" I went,
Yeah.
"Yes." He goes, "You're just doing drugs." So he's like, "Cut it in half." So then I got
Right,
down
right.
to the guy ripped me for like 25. I take 10 milligrams, and the only difference, the way I classify it is,
Yeah.
you're on a block. You have to turn down you're a car guy. You're in a car, and there's snow on the street.
Okay.
All the Adderall should do is remove the snow, so you can get down the block.
Basically, so Adderall is a snowplow.
It should, yes, it shouldn't be the engine speeding you down the block.
Right.
But if you want to, like when I used to walk by and see shit in the floor, and I would just go, well, that's there forever.
I guess where that belongs.
Yeah.
That's its new home.
Yeah. But
It
now
wants
Adderall,
to go there.
I just pick it up or I just move it. But it doesn't make me go, I gotta clean the fucking room.
Right, I see what
Because if it's making you clean the room, you're on meth.
Okay, let me ask you something. If you see something out of place and you're not on Adderall, you just say, well, it's burning. I'm not putting it out. Not until I get my pill.
Man, I hate to be nerdy, but
Yeah.
the reality is, if it was burning, that's going to feed the thing in my brain that would make me do it because
Right.
it's the adrenaline.
Right.
ADD is a big thing of like we are like dopamine junkies.
Right.
Yes.
So we need that drip. Anything that's mundane for ADHD people is torture.
Right.
So like literally picking down this piece of paper is torture for us.
Right.
So I think meth just makes everything
everything-
amazing.
Right. Yeah.
It still allows you to do shit.
yeah.
So I don't do drugs to enjoy life. I do drugs to make life more interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. Because I can't filling out a form. I'd rather chew tinfoil.
Yes.
I can't. can't.
Yes,
I'm done.
It's torture.
Yeah.
And that's what they say. And this ADHD guy I talked to, he was like, stop doing the things you're not good at. He's like, you just get someone to do that. Like, I can't do these little mundane things. So like my wife handles, like I handle other things. She'll do like the picking up of the random shit, and I just give her cash at the end of the night.
Yeah, that's it.
I just pay her off.
You know how you call how you call tech support in my house?
Yeah.
Honey! Honey, I'm gonna put an axe through this thing if you don't get in here.
We have an axe.
Right.
I bought an axe.
Yeah, I love that stuff, so I can do that. Like I get excited about wires.
I used to be able to do it. I can't do it anymore. I can do, like, in the podcast again. What I learned from the podcast is I learned how to boil off everything and just get to the point. And just the worst thing I hate is if I'm asking you to come listen to my show, I'm not going to waste your time. It's like the how-to videos. Like,
I'm going to show you how to gap these spark plugs. But first, look at my dog. Do you see what she does?
Yes.
And I'm like, just get to. It's like when you were a kid, you had to go to the when you went how to buy weed, you had to make believe you were friends for a half hour.
Yes,
we're not friends. You have weed, I have money. Let's just get this done.
Yes,
I don't want to hear your poetry.
Does it make you insane? What makes me insane? Sorry, go ahead, Anthony.
No,
two ADHD guys talking.
No, it's so funny. I was like, I'm for whatever reason, I'm the exact opposite.
You want to make friends with the weed
video,
dealer?
and a guy's like, but first 10 minutes on my golden retriever, I'm like, I'd like nothing more.
Oh, God bless you.
Nothing more than that.
God bless
I love
you.
that. At that point, I'd be like, I don't even care about the how-to, man. I'm so excited about this.
Really?
Animal. Yeah, no, I'm
Get
the
to
polar
the point.
opposite.
I was just at my mother's last night. I flew in, stayed at my mother's house because when I got to see my mother every time I come into town.
Of course, yeah.
Talking to my mother is like the how-to video.
Yeah.
Ma, can you pick me up at the airport? Do you remember Aunt Marilyn? What?
Yeah.
Aunt Marilyn's son Jason used to work at the airport. Can Jason pick me up? Is anyone with our last name gonna be at the airport that can give me a ride home?
There's nothing more annoying to me and I wonder if you're the same way, is I'm talking to somebody and I know where they're going before they get there.
And you have to not say anything because then you're an asshole.
I have to sit through this, like, he's gonna tell me, I'm like, he's like, I went to the car dealership, and I'm like, did you buy the car or not buy the car? And you know where it's going, so you have to just sit through, like, and then I walked in.
They pulled up in the same car they left in. I know how this ends.
Tell me about every car on the lot.
I know.
He's a maniac.
Really?
Yeah, oh, absolutely. Yeah.
Well, all right, then what do you get impatient at? Let me ask you.
Lately, I will say that, and I think my anxiety is just like been, because of the pandemic's just kind of out of whack. Like I do get more impatient when I do have to wait in a line for something for whatever
I'm done
reason.
with that.
Yeah, and I think it's the imposition part that's the issue.
What do you mean, like a bank line?
Yeah, just because I think like the pandemic, there was so much imposition that like I felt like, oh, I can't do something if I want to, and I think that made me anxious.
Right.
So then, like, if I'm in line somewhere and I'm like, there's nothing I can do to expedite this process, I can feel it sort of bubble up.
Control
in
freak.
Me. Wow, quite a diagnosis.
Yeah,
control freak.
Thanks,
Dr. Greg. But yeah, I mean that's been kind of a new thing because I never really was.
See, I went the other way with the pandemic. I went, okay, this is what it is.
Yeah,
I haven't, because I'm really controlling because I want to be secure.
Right.
And I've learned money ain't going to save you.
Yeah.
Fame ain't going to cure you.
Right,
and no one gives a shit.
Right.
So,
right.
But when I was out with the at the pandemic and I see lines, I go, all right, this is what it is.
Yeah.
The switch that went off my head, this is what it is. Then I asked myself, do you want to wait in line or not? It ain't going to move anywhere. You can come back. 9 times out of 10, I come back.
Right.
But I'm not angry at the situation now. I more assess the situation because to be honest with you, I don't have the energy to be anxious about everything.
Right.
That's great, man.
Right.
Yeah.
You got to pick and choose. You're crazy.
I love a line, though. That's
What?
I love lines. The opposite
You
of
do?
you. Yeah, because it's like you know what you're
Move
getting.
to Russia. You'll love it. You don't know. What do we get?
Could be bread, could be pantyhose. We don't know.
Person.
Somebody who moves to Russia for the line is hilarious. as a
I
person.
love talking to people.
Right.
So if I'm online, I'm going to poke around with everybody online.
Right.
I'm going to do a bunch of
I
bits.
hate when people talk to me online.
Oh yeah, no. This guy will talk to everybody,
I am
man.
the person most people hate. I try
Really?
to. Yes. If I see people on the street, they're like, things pop above their head that are like, talk about their dog, say hello about their shirt.
Right.
So it's pretty much this with people.
Dude, I swear to God, I'm walking.
That's great.
We got a car dealer.
As long as I'm not a part of it, that's great.
We're walking down the block. Me and my wife are walking down the block. This guy's washing a Subaru, just a Subaru.
Right.
Tina, This guy, that's the car we want to get. Hey, you like the car? Guy comes over. He goes, no, I like this car. I love this car. You got to talk to Dennis over at the Subaru. Now I'm talking to this guy for an hour about the fucking Subaru we're going to buy.
Yeah.
And he gave us a name and and now this guy is going to try to give us a deal or something. But it's because everywhere I go, I'm doing that.
What is your wife doing while this is happening?
She doesn't talk to anyone. My wife hates talking.
I'm your wife.
Yes, she hates
I'm your wife. My wife. We're the hotel. My wife is just has that generosity of spirit, that genuine.
Yes,
I ain't got it. As soon as I leave the house, everyone's the enemy. I don't know.
That's how my wife is.
Yeah,
exactly like her.
Trust me. My wife. We're in an elevator. She's like, "Hi, how was you saying?" I'm like, "What the fuck are you? Don't talk to these people." Dude. In my head, this is how nuts I am. In my head, she goes in the corner of the elevator, and I stand this way to protect her.
So funny.
In the freaking elevator.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
What do you think is going to maybe happen that you'll be?
I have no idea, but I tell her, I go, look, if it goes bad, I'll take the 2 on the left. but you got to bring down that big girl because I can't get what
the Italian in you. Because I have this is always like, how do I kill this guy?
Yeah,
you got to know how to take someone out.
Yes,
yeah. Whenever when I saw the Bourne Identity and he like would approach a room like that, I was like, oh, I just think like, you know what I mean? Like I've just been born to think like that.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
It's we're conditioned.
Yes.
You're conditioned to not know what the hell is wrong with you because mom doesn't share her medical information with you.
Right.
But we're conditioned like my dad would always, he would always sit facing the door.
Yes, that's us.
Yeah. It's so crazy. Like
this
it's so
like
nuts,
this.
man.
Yes. Never let anyone outside this house know we talk about it here.
Yeah.
Pop, the windows are open and you're screaming.
Yes. We hide money. I have money hidden in this room. Well, I found
no one's
it.
gonna care. It's all gossip about other people in the family.
So
who would give a shit?
My mother's father, my grandfather, my mother's side, drove a fruit truck in Queens. He'd go down to the docks and pick up the fruit. He'd drive the fruit truck. He did other things, but as far as everybody knew,
we're all Italian in this room,
all
man.
North.
All right,
Yeah. We all go 30 miles.
All right, everyone's got to eat, you Scandinavian bastards.
So the pro, he looks right into the camera. You never do that.
I know. I've never.
You're not a pro.
I've never claimed to be. Very happy with my lot in life wherever it goes.
Yeah, right.
I have zero ambition. I think people know that from my
I'll
outfit
listen
and
to
demeanor.
anybody on the internet.
yeah, man.
Fruit truck.
Oh, so my grandfather,
right.
and he was
Good
dying. Right? He's in the hospital. And my mother, my grandmother, the kid could walk out. My father walks in, it's just him. And he leans in, and he goes, "Joe, where's the money?" He's like, "What?" He goes, "Am I that sick?" I go, "No, you're not that sick. But where's the money? Because I got to move it." "Why?" He goes, "Because I don't know where you put it. I know you got it, but money burns. Okay, it's made out of paper. We got to. If you're not there to keep an eye on it," he goes, "Yeah, you're right. It's in the back of the truck by the eggplants." He goes in the back of the truck behind the eggplants. Boys, there's a brown paper bag with like $20,000 in singles.
Wow.
Like he's a
That's
stripper because
so
they pay in single.
Yeah.
He's got it packed behind the
so
eggplant.
funny, man.
Because they don't trust banks. They just stash
Right.
everything.
You still can't trust banks.
Yeah.
Can I tell you this one? You probably heard it. So this is really just for Adam. You can sign out if you want.
I'm here, man.
All right.
What am I just
He'll
going
listen to anything.
Yeah,
Listen to
I'm
him.
going to shut you down? What kind of friend am I going to be?
I just feel bad that you have to sit through this one.
No, man. I'm here for the Friday Night Greg inaugural. I want this to go well for you.
Well, I don't really care as long as we're having a good time.
Yeah, I'm having a great time.
But I'm going to promote it.
Okay.
And this is going to be good. This wasn't a waste of your time.
It's never a waste. I
Evan,
want you to do well.
a great
Look,
time.
I'm going to sleep. Either way, I'm sleeping fine. I want you to do well.
Yeah.
You're a nice guy.
I don't want him to come here for nothing.
No, I didn't come in.
No.
I knew it was nothing
I
before.
should have had a gift. I should have had a gift.
I made the choice. I went, this is what it is.
Should have made shirts.
You think he's just showing up to people's houses in Queens? You know what I mean? He's vetting somewhat.
Right.
So anyway, what is the story you're going to tell? Yeah.
My dad lived in the Bronx, Italian guy.
Mhm.
Always never let us watch mob movies because he was afraid that I would get into the mob. That's why. So he didn't whatever.
Oh, I just
Middle-
the same.
We middle of the night, we wake up. I see my dad is talking to some guy at the dining room table, and he goes, "Hey, Greg, this is your uncle Earl. Whatever." I'm like, "Hello, Uncle Earl." Uncle Earl had a scar on his neck from chin to jugular,
right.
and I go,
Because he couldn't keep his mouth shut.
"Hey, Uncle Earl, how'd you get the scar?" And he goes, I got bit by a dolphin. And I went, what? I was horrified. My dad goes, go back to bed, goes back to bed.
I got bit by a dolphin.
Damn it.
I got bit by a
I want to
dolphin.
say
On Lefferts Boulevard.
Yeah.
Off the Van Wyck.
He's got
yeah.
great comedy instincts. That's so funny.
Got bit by a dolphin.
I bit by a dolphin's always hilarious, man.
He's this guy was something. I don't know what he said to my dad. I actually should talk about that.
Right.
A week later, he's gone. 2 weeks later, his dad is gone.
Mm-hmm.
Or if something happened that like someone took the thumb. But my dad never talked to any of them.
Sure.
He came to do one thing. Always
Right.
kept us away from that part of the family.
Yeah.
Whatever. They disappeared. Did find out though the dolphin thing wasn't completely made up. He was bit by a dolphin.
He was killing a man at sea.
Yeah.
He was at SeaWorld one day and shoved his hand into a dolphin's mouth and claimed that it bit him so he could try to sue SeaWorld. Lost the lawsuit, also lost some kind of like motion in his hand because he tried to do some kind of like
Wow. What's wrong with an old-fashioned slip and fall?
Yeah. I mean,
I know.
it's so funny. It's so funny the depth that like some Italians who are doing that will go to just to not work. That's all it is.
Yeah, we're doing
you
a
know?
podcast right now.
Well, sure.
You kidding? Tony? He's collecting. He's collecting.
Yeah, man. No range of motion in his hand anymore because a dolphin bit his hand. It's
Fell off a garbage truck into a buttercup.
Yeah.
That's the kind of money he's making.
The dolphin was like, no,
So
no. And
crazy.
he's just shoving his arm in the dolphin's mouth.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want that.
Fucking Flipper's got me. Poor lawyer. Flipper's got me.
We're friends of the humans. But yeah.
We're all mammals. Let me go. I breathe air too.
Yeah. Tita's calling. She doesn't know. She knows she's in the other room. Can I?
Yeah,
hang up on this? I don't know what she's
Please don't tell the dolphin story again.
Don't talk about
This
your
is a
family.
new thing.
I had a thing I'm going to say.
So my father, about the mob.
Sorry.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So we lived in Queens. We lived off of Liberty Avenue.
Mhm.
I was a baby. My grandfather's plumbing business was here, and my father was moving out to Long Island. And I was a little boy, and we'd come back in. I go, Pop, why did we leave Queens? Because all the family was still in there. Neighbor was turning. Neighbor was turning. I go, what do you mean? He goes, yeah, gangsters are coming. He goes, and that's my father always took an opportunity to teach me a life lesson based on something. And I always remember that. He goes, listen, kid, there is no such thing in this world as easy money. All right. Anybody comes with you to plan to make some easy money, they're going to throw your ass under the bus as soon as shit goes bad. And a lot of those people are in this family.
I'm talking about your mother, you know.
Yeah. Don't trust it. Don't lay out any money for it.
You can't. Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, that's so funny. It's funny too that guy suing.
Right.
You can kind of see that guy is part of my family. Like I've always got some kind of
absolutely,
shitty
man.
scam going.
Yeah. This
Some
is
kind of little
you
lame
would hear
thing.
bits of conversations when you were a kid in the backyard. But this is how I knew. I wouldn't show up for a barbecue in like a 3-piece suit.
Yeah.
That's when you knew.
Yeah, yeah.
Right? And every time we took
You're
out
not
a
worried about
picture-
barbecue sauce?
Yeah. They got pictures of the family. They were going, oh, Jesus Christ, another moment. I got to get out of it. How many friggin' moments are we going to have here?
Yeah.
They could never get the picture taken. And you
Wow.
would hear like these conversations, like the ball, we play football in the street, you know, and the ball goes over by your uncle's. You go pick it up. You go, nah, if you're going to do it with the city. They got deeper pockets.
Anthony, what about your dad?
Well, you know, my dad was he was just in it, you know. Yeah, there's no fun anecdotes because like my family
Because legally you're still not allowed to talk about
it's
it.
kind of it's tough to get into because of danger.
Yeah.
But I never knew anything until I was older, just because like you know he died as a made man, so I couldn't find out anything until I was older.
Lead
So it was
poisoning.
never even hit. Yeah, it was never even
Doing it
hinted
up back
at.
of the head.
This guy, man.
You know, they got
I
him.
have cousins that follow me on Instagram.
They don't follow this podcast. It's the first episode.
Yeah, you never know. But I'm so
right.
ingrained to
Totally sorry.
worry. Like, you know,
I shouldn't have
still
said that. Should I delete that out?
Fine. No, you're fine.
I had
man.
my mother on my podcast, right? She
Yeah.
was telling stories about, you hear these stories when you're a kid, you know.
Yeah.
I said, Mom, didn't I had my great grandmother on my father's side, miserable woman. My father,
That face said everything.
They were leaving the
Yeah.
ICU. We were kids, right? So they're walking out of the ICU. We couldn't come in. They came down in the hospital. They came down the elevator. My mother's crying. My father's just rolling his eyes. My mother's like, Joe, I don't think she's going to make it. My father goes, she's going to live forever. You watch. How can you say that? He goes, because God don't want her and Satan's afraid she'll take over. Get in the car. But we heard stories how she used to hide Legs Diamond in the gangster, like in the 20s and 30s up in the Bronx, because she had a safe house in the Bronx.
Wow.
So that's what we heard. No, Adam, she never did. That was her sister, Aunt Russ. I'm like, oh, and the stories just come out.
Man, did I tell you this? I'll tell you this one. And then this is, I don't know if anyone else is doing this. It's just like, I don't know if this is an Italian trait.
For sure.
Pre-pandemic, we're at a birthday party. We're not. We're just at a barbecue. We're having a barbecue at my uncle's house.
Right.
Tita is with me. My wife is with me. They come out with a cake. They're happy. They start saying happy birthday. Tita's like, whose birthday is this? They blow out the candles. Had a birthday party for my grandmother. My grandmother died in 1991. I guess they're just doing parties, surprise parties for dead people now. My dad refuses to let go.
Oh, yeah. My mother's still in the black dress for my father's funeral.
Yeah.
You kidding?
Italians extend death
They don't.
so far.
It's not my great grandmother died. She was 98. She had one leg. one leg. And she said, my Aunt Jerry's at the funeral, like, why?
Why couldn't we find the invulnerability pill?
What are you kidding?
Yeah, right.
Yeah, my
Parts
mom's.
are falling off.
That's so funny. They have the leg up on the mantle.
Oh, it was the drama. Just everything was a friggin' but the support too. I mean, when I started doing stand-up,
Yeah, sure.
they would come. I wrote a one-man show. I did it at the Toyota Comedy Festival in the city.
Mhm.
So I had moved out to LA. So I came back. So my father's like, Adam's doing a show in the city. First of all, the city. That's like, you got to go in.
Yeah.
Oh, God, we got to pack a lunch. You need shots. We got to change our
Long Island,
currency.
Jersey, it's the same thing. The way they feel about the city is like,
my God.
Yes.
and no one really understands.
No.
It's 20 minutes away.
That's all it is.
It's so crazy.
You got to go under the water. You got to go underwater or over water to get there.
I gotta hold my breath. I got my
God don't want me to be in the city. All right?
Meanwhile, people come from fucking Holland.
Right.
Yeah.
Just to see it. They don't
So
wanna go.
funny.
Yeah.
So it's in the city. So my father's got to bring everybody, all the Gindaloons. Whoever made parole had to come see this show.
Yeah.
He rents a bus. Boys, I'm not making up.
That's
He
so
rented
funny.
one of those shuttle, the shuttles that pick you up from the Sheridan at the airport. That's what he's got. He rents that. He loads them all in. They all get in. Who's got the walkers? You get in first because you're getting out last. They just put them all in. They drove into the city, and it's at the theater. It's a little theater. My name's up on the thing and everything. And it was hot. It was summertime.
Right.
My mother can't. It's air conditioner there. We're going. Jerry.
Yeah.
My mother's sitting in there. There's no one in there. Just my mother and my Aunt Jerry. The stage manager made the mistake of talking to her and asking her to leave. Stage manager comes backstage, right? He's white.
Yeah.
He's shaking. I'm like, what's the matter? He goes, there's a woman out there who said that I think is it my mother? Yeah. What'd she say? She goes, basically, my mother says, listen, I'm the mother. Do you see the name on the thing? That's my son. I'm the mother. This is my sister, Jerry. I don't know whatever form you have to fill it out, sign it, whatever you need to do. We're not leaving. Work around this. It's hot, and I don't want to be all hot watching the performance. All right. I know you have a job to do. Go just do it somewhere else. And I said, just stay away from me. You'll be fine. Yeah. Buffaloed her. She yelled at Dennis Leary at Carnegie Hall. She did. We did some festival. We played Carnegie Hall.
Yeah.
With Dennis, Lenny Clark. But yeah, it was great.
Yeah.
Fucking Carnegie Hall.
Yeah, no, I've heard
guys that sound like us.
Right.
Played Carnegie Hall.
I know.
Right.
My mother was there. My mother and father was there. And I don't want to be a dick. I hit it right. God said, let them laugh.
Of course.
You will be I got a standing O at Carnegie Hall.
Amazing.
My God.
And my mom and dad were there. Dennis was, he was proud of me. I could see it in his face. He walked out. He goes, a standing ovation at Carnegie Hall. And your mom and dad are here, aren't they? I go, yeah. He brought me back out for a curtain call. He goes, where are they?
Man.
The light comes around, shines on my mother and father. They stand up. Comes backstage. My mother looks and goes,
Don't you ever do that again. I'm in the audience because I want to be in the audience. I don't want people looking at me.
That's amazing.
yeah.
First of all, thank you so much.
Oh,
Also, I just want to say, man, you got to say, you're one of my favorite comics to watch.
Oh,
You've been killing for how long? 30 years.
I've been in country a long time.
So if you got to, FNG fans, you got to go see Adam live. You also check out his podcast,
Yep.
The Adam Ferrara Show.
The Adam Ferrara podcast, 30
My
minutes, you'll
podcast.
never get back. I don't know when this is dropping, but
Tonight. Well, before because it's now
Friday, I'll
dropped.
be at the brokerage.
This Friday.
This Friday, I'll be at the brokerage in Long
Go to the
Island.
brokerage right now.
And Saturday, I'll be at Soul Joel's in Royersford, Pennsylvania. I'm
Saturday.
there
Thursday. Maybe I'll
Yeah.
hang around.
All right, I'll be there. Is it still down by the railroad tracks?
It is.
Yeah.
It's about,
Italians don't like going to the railroad tracks. We don't think we're coming back.
that's where my uncle is. It's under him. Anthony, what about you? Where are you going to be?
I'll be Mohegan Sun.
Did you have a good time?
Yeah, great. This was very fun.
What do you think
Mark?
of Adam?
Yeah.
Mark's a sweetheart.
Yeah,
Mark-
he's a nice guy.
Mark,
At
Comics?
Mohegan Sun.
Wasn't though.
come on, who doesn't love Mark?
Great guy.
Mark's a good kid.
Yeah. So I'll be there June 24th through the 26th.
You got an opener?
I
you go.
do actually.
Why don't you bring me? I'll go. We'll be friends. I don't care. You open for me, I'll open for you.
I mean, next time I'll do it.
We
You know
would be
why?
such a good
You're
time.
selfish.
He's a
You're
selfish,
selfish
person.
and you
Out
talk
there,
to
no,
strangers.
not you two.
I have him on this podcast, and he's selfish.
Unreal.
Right?
The opportunity of a lifetime. Walk 10 minutes
This is
from your
why you
apartment to
can't
come
sit
hang
by
out.
the air conditioner.
I know. You could have been in the soft seat.
I'm bringing my own fan next time. Refuse
o-
to be denigrated like
Who's
this.
opening for you?
Pete Ravello. You know Pete?
Sounds Italian.
I'm afraid that I
Italian
do
guy,
know
Staten
him.
Island, really funny.
I'm afraid that I know him, and now I'm blanking. So I was going to make no remark.
Tall guy, ponytail.
Pete.
Yes.
Love that guy.
Yeah, he's a great
He's so funny.
Yeah. Man,
This
you're
is why
nuts,
you've never
man.
been asked to testify.
Also, dude, like you headlined there like a month ago.
Yeah, but I just want to be hanging out with you,
I get that. I understand that.
Yeah, I'll do some comedy. We're hanging out at the hotel.
Yeah, it is nice.
Like a couple bucks.
make a couple bucks. Yeah, maybe a couple bucks in our pocket. For
Yeah,
sure.
man. Anyway,
I get it.
man, thanks for coming.
I really.
How'd this go? Was
I'm
this
very
all right?
grateful to be here. It was very nice. Thank you for having me.
I love
I
the-
like you guys.
I didn't offer anyone water.
Yeah, I love the idea you do an exit interview every time.
You're gonna be like,
How do you feel, Brent? Was the air conditioner too much?
dude, it's right on your arm. I don't know how you
Were
can
you
feel your arm.
comforted by the leather
Did you
jacket?
happen to see any money? There's $500. If you find it, you're allowed to bring it home.
We didn't try on any of the leather jackets.
You can do that
Every
for the Patreon.
month.
You can make Adam try on.
No,
leather
Tita's got to get in
jackets.
here. Every month, as an Italian guy,
Yes.
every year I try to buy a leather jacket. I put it on, and I
Yeah.
just look like a gangster, so I can't wear it.
Yeah.
But you can
Really?
pull off a leather jacket.
I got some nice ones. My wife. Here's the thing. My wife is. Don't let my marriage to her fool you. She has taste. I was just very charming.
Right.
But yeah, she buys nice. I look at it, I go, honey, I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
That's nice. I didn't see that at all.
Right.
My wife doesn't like when I dress nice because then she thinks all the women, she thinks I'm going to go hop around town because I'm so
Really?
good looking.
You
No,
can't
it's
turn
your
up that
frame.
volume for anybody else.
It's your frame.
Yeah,
Your
turn up the
frame.
volume.
If you put a leather jacket on you or you put track pants on you,
I know it's too
it's
fat.
your frame.
It's on my
you
face,
have
my
like
belly.
a gangster
Yeah, but
frame.
listen, you put an apron on him, he can run a diner.
Yes.
Yeah, you
It's all
have
those
this
things.
malleable Italian frame where you
Nothing
could
is
just be
cool.
a bunch of characters.
But none of the things I wear will make me look cool. They always make me look like
I don't know,
paying
man.
someone off.
That window's closed.
Right.
yeah, yeah.
That window was
Why?
never,
What do you
that window
want
was
for
never
that
open.
anymore?
I've been sitting by this window waiting for it to open since I was 6. Window never opened. I've seen
Oh,
birds
man.
fly into it and they're dead.
They sent me the new GT 500. Shelby sent me the new driver.
car?
I look cool till I get out of it, and then it's
Oh, yeah.
this.
right. You have to stay in the car the whole
I can't
time.
get out of the car.
I didn't even know when you're
Shelby,
here.
I know
'cause
Shelby.
I
Carol
was-
Shelby.
Carol
Shelby.
Yes.
Yeah.
When I was expecting you to get here, I was
Yes.
expecting to hear a
I had to park in Pennsylvania and walk. We're in Queens.
Yeah. I was at a
I had to ask
Lamborghini
the
driving
Amish people to
backwards.
watch the car.
So funny. You were like, I hope there's enough room for all of his sunglasses. He's like a very modest guy.
That is the best, but I was expecting
so
a
funny.
Lamborghini coming in backwards, 100 miles an hour.
Coming in hot.
180 into a spot, and then he just jumps out of a moving window into our window into the microphone and goes, "Let's record. I'm hot."
That's right. He's the Aventador.
Adam Ferrari in the house. Man, all right. Okay, that's it. Thank you guys for coming. Subscribe and like, and I'll do a promo after for everything or something like that.
You should
What?
tell them where like they can find.
This is a
Like, go
new
through all
thing.
that stuff, man.
This is
Yeah,
a
this
new
is
Yeah,
the
but it's
first
all the
episode,
people
Greg.
who subscribe to the Rad Dudecast. Oh, right.
Yeah, but there might not be.
What should I
man.
say? What should I say? Just listen to the podcast more.
Welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
for the support. This is our new venture. Thank you for coming with us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming
And
with us.
Tell
I got
them
a
when it comes
Patreon,
out.
so you got to
social
give me your
media
money.
stuff.
What?
Yeah, tell them when it comes
Oh,
out.
yes.
social
It comes
media, all
out
that
every
stuff, man. Go through it.
Wednesday at some time to get you feeling good on a Wednesday.
Okay, I'm going to need you to be a little more vague. A little more vague.
All right, I'm thinking
Make them want it.
midnight
This
release.
is like Bitcoin. You got to mine for this shit.
Right. Yes. Every midnight, wake up at Wednesday. The midnight, well, it's technically 12:01, I guess, of a Wednesday. You're coming in hot,
There you go.
right? You're coming in
Yeah,
hot
tell
with
'em.
fresh attitude. And we've got a Patreon where I'm going to have so many more laughs, and you should just give that money to me
There you
that
go.
you work so hard for. I want
Where
it.
is
I
the
need
Patreon?
it. Patreon.com.
It's a slap.
Friday Night Greg. I don't know. Just type in Greg. I'll get a link. We'll do this later when you guys are gone.
I got you.
Anyway, thanks for supporting. Thanks for coming by. Adam, thank you so much.
Good to see you guys.
Anthony, thanks for nothing. You should be on all of them.
You
This
see
guy can be
Anthony
on
out
some
in
of
the
them.
street. Talk to him. He'll talk back.
Yeah. Don't throw a beat at me.
I'll be on screening post. It'll be on the screening post. Mike said it's going to be on the screening post.
There you go.
You guys have an audience in spite of yourself. I love that.
Yeah. Well, we never did the podcast for fans.
Yeah.
When we started, it was for us to make ourselves laugh. That's why we did it for 6 years for 3 listeners.
I that's when I was listening to it. I was like, it's just like this is exactly how I pictured it.
Right.
In the
Yeah.
clubhouse.
We didn't want to do. I got to let you go because I don't want to take too much time.
Mhm.
But that was the thing, was like when we were doing it on Zoom, it was fun. It was like, we're going to do guests. It's like, I want people to be in this crazy room.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
I
me.
think
It's just
huge.
so much better.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like I got to
100%.
I'm doing 3 radio stations tomorrow from my kitchen.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like I kind of wanted, like, well, even though we have the studio now for the laugh button, and I'm like,
Mhm.
I don't want people in the studio. I'll go there when I want them. I want people's to be in this weird fucking room where like shit is the air conditioners are on their arm, there's leather
Right,
jackets.
right.
You know, we're gonna set that area up for the guests.
I'm glad that you want that and enjoy it, but it's more fun for you. I'll be honest.
So
with
not
you.
for you.
No, I'm sitting by the arm. And
Oh, right.
this whole right side of the body's frozen.
It's so cool.
This is just
I told you could turn it off.
there's frost on the
Oh
mic.
man, so funny.
Told you could turn it off. All right. That's it. You guys were great. Thank you, everyone. Gabafangul.